Senator Jaffer to be followed by the Senator Fora. Senator Jaffer, please.
Thank you, Chair. I want to continue with the question I asked the Minister on the pay equity. I'm a little intrigued that there is an advance rather than an estimate given for pay equity to look at the wage gap. And so I was wondering, how would you monitor it, and how would you look at whether there was work done to improve on the wage gap? Because this is sort of different from an estimate that a department would give.
Thanks very much. So just to walk back, the Pay Equity Act was approved and received roll assent in December, and so the question is sort of what's going on right now. And so a lot of the regs are being put in place that will provide the details and the framework for the implementation of that work. Once those regs are in place, which we're expecting at the end of the calendar year or spring 2020, then it's Treasury Board working with collective bargaining agents that work through on pay equity plans, specific pay equity plans that will spell out a bit better in terms of the meat, putting the meat on the bones in terms of what is the actual gap and where would the attribution of funds in order to close that gap be directed. You had asked a specific question about that $3 million, and so that $3 million is really going towards supporting there's a new pay equity commissioner that's supposed to be established. There's a pay equity unit that's supposed to be created at the Canada Human Rights Commission. Also, there's a whole number of an amount of work that has to be done on job descriptions and so forth to be able to allow for those engagements with collective bargaining agents and so forth in order to come to a common pay equity plan. So that $3 million is to get that work underway.
So what will your oversight role be? Because I get it that all that has to be set. I thought it was to help to sort of decrease, the wage gap, but that's what you're talking about is to set up the infrastructure.
It's setting up the framework and the system to be able to work through how to address those pay equity gaps. And then once that's established, then there's a better line of sight in terms of estimates. So we wouldn't see that closing of the gap element at this point, just because the act has just been established. Regs still have to be developed. Yeah.
Thank you.